What is going on, guys? It is your own nightmare here, and I know what everyone here is thinking. Where have the video been this past week? Well, there's a reason why I wasn't doing anything with the channel this week, and this is why I'm here to explain it. So if you guys have been on the channel for an extended period of time, you've been watching my videos, you've been watching my streams, and things like that, you'll notice in the background, you'll hear a fan, and sometimes it is really, really loud. If you have played with me, you'll know what I'm talking about, because you'll hear that sometimes. Sometimes my mic will pick it up, and it can be pretty loud. Well, eventually I finally decided to stop being lazy and figure out which one of my computer fans was making that awful noise. It turned out to be my processor fan. Now, I was using just a stock CPU cooler to cool my processor the entire time, and it does the job fine. If you're a normal person, you don't do anything special with your computer, you don't do any overclocking, you don't do anything special, you just use it for web browsing, the stock CPU cooler is fine. It'll get you through for a couple of years. If you're like me, however, and you're running very high-end graphic cards, you're doing very strenuous things on your computer, such as live streaming, rendering out videos, exporting a lot of things, and overclocking, you're gonna need something better. So eventually my CPU fan started shitting the bed, and to keep my CPU cool, it needed to run overtime. So eventually I decided to get rid of it. So if you follow me on Twitter, you'll see I had bought a CPU cooler. I actually bought a water cooler, an AIO water cooler, and I went to install it, but the idiot that I am didn't measure out the spacing that I had at the top of my case, and it eventually did not fit. So I had to wait another week till I was off of work to go get another one to then install it. And now I've got one in there, and it's working fine. But the reason why I couldn't still do stuff with you is because when I went to put in the first processor, you have to clean off what's called thermal paste. And what that does is it helps protect the CPU from overheating. It helps, like, diffuse some of the heat that comes off the processor and off the cooler. It helps with that. So you have to clean that off and then install the new cooler. Well, when I realized that the new one wasn't gonna fit, I had already wiped off the thermal paste from my CPU, and I didn't have any more. So when I had to put the old cooler back on, I put it on without any thermal paste. Now, I didn't want to do anything too extreme with my computer because I didn't want to overheat and blow out my CPU. So editing, streaming, all that stuff, I had to put that on hold until I got a cooler with some thermal paste on there, so I didn't blow out my CPU and need to spend like another $400 or $500 on a CPU. So that's the reason why I didn't have any videos up or anything like that. I didn't want to stress out my computer. I didn't want to do any damage to it. I hope you guys understand that. And to make up for it, I'm going to leave you with a little clip here at the end of this video. It's a very, very funny clip, guys. It definitely makes me laugh every time I watch it, so I'm going to leave you guys with that. Keep in mind, guys, I've been streaming a lot lately. Definitely go follow me on Twitch, and so that way you know when I'm streaming and all things like that, because I've been having a lot of fun with you guys streaming and just talking to you guys and just having fun. And if that's something you guys are interested in, you don't want to wait for videos and you want to just see me right away, that's a great place to check, because if I'm streaming, I mean, that's just live. There's no wait for that. But yeah, guys, I'm going to leave you with a clip that shows you exactly what happens when you try to play a game of chicken with a train. Peace out, guys.
And I do crunches, sit-ups, and shit.
He's still talking, isn't he?
Good all 3 times a day. I take supplements and protein.
Water! I didn't get a single hit marker. What the fuck? Yeah, one problem is when...
I don't want to be running.
When it deploys
in the water.
your...
I saw it.
You're a target on the mini-map, but I guess it depends on the game mode. You are a bit of a target. It does kind of... That's like the drawback. You can see everyone within, like... Basically... Oh, God, Venom. I'll get to that in a second. We need to take a moment to enjoy Venom getting run over by a train. Like, literally jumping face first into the window.
Mom got run over by a reindeer.
But, maybe he was like, bang.
He literally jumped face first into the front of it, and I can't wait to have that recorded and ready to go.